Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of Season 4, Episode 20 of Lucha Underground, called 7 to Survive. Now, this week's Lucha Underground, it was just a one-match show. And this whole match went on for, the whole hour, and it was the 7 to Survive Elimination Match for the Gift of the Gods Championship. So, and then we are a week away from Ultima Lucha Cuatro. So that's going to be a pretty good show for next week. It's going to be 2 parts, and the last part is going to be on November 7th, and that's going to be the season finale of Season 4 of Lucha Underground. So let's get on with the review, and this review is probably going to be short because considering there was only one match for tonight's show. So let's get started. So of course, Lucha Underground opens with recap of what happened in the previous episodes, as always. Then after that, we had the match that went on for the whole show. It was, of course, the 7 to Survive Elimination Match for the Gift of the Gods Championship. 7 men, 7 luchadors were in the ring, and it was King Cuerno, Big Bad Steve, accompanied by Famous B, Hernandez, Aerostar, PJ Black, Jake Strong, and Dante Fox. And this was a pretty decent average elimination match for the Gift of the Gods Championship. Although in the end it was very predictable to me. But these 7 guys, they were back and forth. Hernandez was the first one to be eliminated because Dante Fox ended up pinning him with a backslide. So Hernandez was eliminated first. You had at one point, as the match went on, you had Famous B ended up giving Big Bad Steve a wrench, and so Big Bad Steve ended up using the wrench on the guys in there, and that allowed Big Bad Steve to control the match for a little bit. Then PJ Black, we saw him. Then he took control of the match. He ended up low blowing Famous B and Big Bad Steve. Then we saw Jake Strong. He ended up taking out PJ Black. Ended up eliminating PJ Black, because he put him in the ankle lock. PJ Black ended up tapping out. Then after PJ Black tapped out, Jake Strong, of course, ends up putting his opponents in the ankle lock once again, and he ends up breaking PJ Black's ankle, and so that's what happened. Then we had everyone. We saw all the guys were brawling. Drago ended up coming out. He ended up coming out with a forklift, and Drago was dressed, in a safety vest and a hard hat, and it was pretty awesome when he showed up with the forklift. And of course, he bought out there, so Aerostar, could do something on the forklift, and so Aerostar ends up getting on the forklift, and Drago ends up, raising the forklift. And so, he lifts it up, Aerostar's like, oh, higher, higher. And, it goes higher. And then we saw, when, the forklift went, higher, Aerostar with a awesome, really good crossbody. He ended up hitting the crossbody onto both Big Bad Steve and King Cuerno, and it was really awesome. That was a great move from Aerostar, and the crowd was just chanting, holy shit, holy shit. it was awesome. It was awesome crossbody that Aerostar did off the forklift. Sorry about that, but I was saying, it was awesome seeing Aerostar hit that crossbody from the forklift onto Big Bad Steve and King Cuerno. And, Aerostar was able to pin Big Bad Steve, but Jake Strong ended up, taking advantage of the match. Big Bad Steve ended up getting eliminated, and then Jake Strong ended up putting Aerostar in the ankle lock. Aerostar ended up tapping out, so he got eliminated. And King Cuerno ended up saving Aerostar because Strong ended up putting him back in the ankle lock, and that's when King Cuerno ended up coming in, saving Aerostar, and King Cuerno just went after Strong's ankle or knees, and it was down to 3. It was down to Jake Strong, King Cuerno, and Dante Fox. And Dante Fox, in this part of the match, he ended up going up to the upper level of the temple, and the spotlight on him, and he ended up hitting a awesome senton from the top, which was awesome. And then we had Dante Fox end up eliminating King Cuerno. He ended up eliminating him because he ended up hitting the Fox catcher on King Cuerno. So then it was down to Dante Fox and Jake Strong. And right here, this is where I knew that the end of this match was going to be predictable, because like I said, it was down to Dante Fox and Jake Strong. Jake Strong was able to put the ankle lock on Dante Fox, and the crowd was like cheering for Dante Fox, not to tap, and we saw Dante Fox trying to fight off and break the ankle lock, but he tried to get to the ropes, and Jake Strong ended up pulling him back to the middle of the ring. Eventually led to Dante Fox tapping out. So Jake Strong is your new Gift of the Gods champion, which was very predictable. I knew right from there, when it was down to Dante Fox and Jake Strong, they were going to give it to Jake Strong. They were going to give the Gift of the Gods championship to Jake Strong. And going into this season, when Jake Strong was winning matches, you knew that they were going to build him up. You knew that this was going to lead to something, leading him to win a championship. I thought that they would give him the Lucha Underground championship, but I was wrong on that. Him being the Gift of the Gods champ, them making him the Gift of the Gods, champion, I'm fine with it. And the audience after the match was chanting, this is bullshit, because they weren't too happy about Jake Strong winning the match. Then he had after the match, Jake Strong end up breaking Dante Fox's ankle, and so that's what happened after the match. Sorry about that, but I was saying after the match, Jake Strong ended up breaking Dante Fox's ankle. Jake Strong ended up putting Dante Fox back in the ankle lock. And so that's how the match ended. Jake Strong is your new Gift of the Gods champion. And the match, like I said, it was a good match. It was an average elimination match. And it was pretty obvious, that they were going to put the title on Jake Strong, considering they've been building him up, this whole season. And and then after the match, we got a scene with Johnny Mundo, and he was training on the roof for his Ultima Lucha Quattro match with Matanza, which is the sacrifice to the gods match. And he gets approached by Aerostar. He ends up showing up. He wants to help Mundo with fighting Matanza. Mundo's like, I don't need no help. And Drago ends up showing up. And he ends up showing up with the gauntlet Cage had been wearing, which happened earlier in the series. And so Mundo ends up taking the gauntlet, and he puts it on, and you see like lightning all around. The lightning was very cheesy, graphics of lightning. And Mundo says, I feel like I have the power of a god. And so he's just practicing with the gauntlet, going like punching, with the gauntlet, feeling the power of, the gauntlet. And so that was the scene. So, but it's getting interesting right now with Mundo. After this scene, it's going to get very interesting at Ultima Lucha Quattro. And like I said, we're a week away from Ultima Lucha Quattro. And I'm gonna go over the match card of the matches that are gonna be taking place at Ultima Lucha Quattro. It's gonna be in 2 parts. The first part is gonna air next week on Halloween, and part 2 is gonna be on November 7th, and that's the season finale of season 4. And here are the matches. The Reptile Tribe versus the Rabbit Tribe versus Ivelisse, Exolicious, and Sammy Guevara, which we saw last week, which Ivelisse and Exolicious is replacement for Joey Ryan. And this match is going to be a Trios elimination match for the Trios Championships. And then we're going to have Taya versus Ricky Mundo, Killshot versus Son of Havoc in a mask versus mask match, El Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Phoenix in a 2 out of 3 falls match, the Mac versus Mil Muertes in a death match, Johnny Mundo versus Matanza Cueto in a sacrifice to the gods match, and last but not least, Mario the Mort Martinez versus Pentagon Dark in a Cero Miedo no disqualification match for the Lucha Underground Championship, which is possibly going to be the main event. So, but with Jake Strong, this came to mind. I think what they should do with Jake Strong is do like what they did with Mario the Mort Martinez, where Marty ended up winning the Gift of the Gods Championship. He won the Gift of the Gods Championship, and he traded the Gift of the Gods Championship in for a shot at the Lucha Underground Championship, which, of course, Marty ended up being in Pentagon for it, but thanks to Reclusa, a.k.a. Chelsea Green. So I think that's what they should do with Jake Strong. If the show ever gets to Season 5, I would like to see them do like what they did with Marty, where Jake Strong, he wants to challenge. He wants a shot at the Lucha Underground Championship, so he trades in the Gift of the Gods Championship, gets a shot for the Lucha Underground Championship, wins the Lucha Underground Championship. If it's either Mario the Mort Martinez or Pentagon who wins at Ultima Lucha Quattro, whoever wins at Ultima Lucha Quattro, whether it's them two, that's who Jake Strong should fight for. Who should fight with for the Lucha Underground Championship, whether it's Marty or Pentagon. I think that's the way that they should do it if the show ever comes back for a Season 5. So, but that's my opinion. Who knows if they'll do that, but I'm just giving my own opinion on, you know, that they should do that. So, yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of Season 4, Episode 20 of Lucha Underground, called 7 to Survive. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this review. And definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.